The Silent Nighttime Killers. How bedtime habits can shape your health after 70. Imagine this. A 71-year-old man tucks himself into bed after a perfectly ordinary day. He laughed with his grandkids, enjoyed a quiet dinner, and flipped through a few pages of his favorite book. His family had no reason to suspect anything was wrong, no glaring health complaints, no dramatic warning signs. Yet, the next morning, he didn't wake up. His loved ones were left reeling, asking the same questions we all would. What happened? Could this have been prevented? As a doctor with decades of experience, I've seen this story play out far too often. And the truth is, it's not always a mystery. After 70, the way we end our day, those seemingly innocent bedtime habits, can quietly tip the scales between a restful night and a health crisis. I've spent years studying the intricacies of aging, from the bustling clinics of London to the research labs of Johns Hopkins. And now, I'm thrilled to bring that expertise to Psychology Old Age, your go-to channel for understanding the mind and body as the years roll on. Today, we're diving deep into 4 nighttime habits that might be silently sabotaging your health after 70. These aren't dramatic vices, they're small routines you might not even think twice about. But trust me, by the time we're done, you'll see your bedtime in a whole new light. Stick with me, because the last habit might just be the sneakiest of all, and it's something most seniors do without a clue it's putting them at risk. This isn't just about avoiding danger, though, it's about waking up stronger, sharper, and ready to squeeze every drop of joy out of life. Whether you're 70, 80, or beyond, or you're here to help a loved one thrive, this article is your roadmap to better nights and brighter mornings. Let's get started. Habit number 1. Eating heavy meals too late at night. Picture this. It's 9 p.m., and you're winding down with a plate of spaghetti carbonara or maybe a juicy cheeseburger. The day's been long, and this feels like a well-earned treat. You savor every bite, climb into bed an hour later, and drift off feeling full and content. Sounds harmless, right? For years, it probably was. But here's the kicker. After 70, that late-night feast isn't just a comfort, it's a gamble with your health. Why it matters now more than ever. As we age, our bodies don't handle food the way they once did. Back in your 30s or 40s, your metabolism was a roaring engine, churning through calories and digesting meals like clockwork. Your stomach acid stayed in check, your intestines hummed along, and your heart didn't bat an eye. But fast forward to 70, and that engine slowed down. The digestive system gets sluggish, and what you eat, and when you eat it, starts to ripple through your body in ways you might not expect. When you lie down after a heavy meal, your body's forced into a tug of war. It wants to shut down for the night, slipping into that deep, restorative sleep you need to recharge. But instead, it's stuck processing that lasagna or steak. Your stomach churns out extra acid, your intestines grind away, and your heart rate stays elevated when it should be easing into a calm rhythm. This isn't just uncomfortable, it's a setup for trouble. The domino effect on your health. Let's break it down. First, there's acid reflux, or gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, if it's chronic. When you're horizontal, gravity can't keep stomach acid where it belongs. It creeps up into your esophagus, sparking that familiar burn in your chest. Maybe you've woken up coughing, choking, or with a sour taste in your mouth. That's GERD saying hello. Over time, this isn't just annoying, it's dangerous. The constant irritation can weaken the muscles in your throat and airway, raising the risk of aspiration pneumonia, where bits of food or acid get inhaled into your lungs. For seniors, this lung infection can turn deadly fast. Studies peg it as a leading cause of hospitalization in older adults. Then there's the heart connection. Digesting a big meal ramps up your blood pressure and heart rate, taxing your cardiovascular system at a time when it should be resting. Research from the American Heart Association shows that late-night eating is linked to higher rates of hypertension and heart disease, especially in older adults. One study out of Japan found that people over 65 who ate within 2 hours of bedtime had a 20% higher risk of nighttime strokes and heart attacks. Why? Because your heart's working overtime when it should be coasting. And that strain can trigger a sudden event, like what happened to our 71-year-old friend. And if you're managing diabetes or prediabetes, affecting over 25% of seniors, According to the CDC, late-night meals can wreak havoc on your blood sugar. Your body's insulin sensitivity drops at night, so that heavy snack sends glucose levels spiking and crashing while you sleep. Over months or years, this fuels metabolic disorders that pile even more stress on your heart and brain. What to do instead? The fix is simpler than you might think. Time your meals smarter. Aim to finish eating at least 3 to 4 hours before bed. If dinner's at 6 p.m. and you're lights out by 10, your body has a fighting chance to digest properly. Hungry later? Skip the heavy stuff. A handful of almonds, a slice of apple with a dab of peanut butter, or a warm cup of chamomile tea can tide you over without the fallout. Chamomile, by the way, isn't just soothing. Research from the University of Michigan suggests it may lower inflammation and improve sleep quality. A double win for seniors. This isn't about deprivation, it's about giving your body the rest it deserves. After 70, digestion isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. Pace yourself, and you'll wake up feeling lighter, stronger, and ready to tackle the day. Habit number 2. Drinking too much liquid before bed. Hydration's a buzzword these days. Every health guru swears by their 8 glasses of water. And they're not wrong. Staying hydrated keeps your joints limber, your skin glowing, and your brain firing on all cylinders. But here's where it gets tricky. After 70, chugging a big glass of water, or anything else, right before bed can turn a good habit into a risky one. If you're waking up 3, 4, 5 times a night to shuffle to the bathroom, this section's for you. Why your bladder's calling the shots. Aging doesn't just wrinkle your skin, it reshapes how your body handles fluids. Your bladder, that trusty tank from your younger years, starts to lose its stretch. The muscles weaken, shrinking its capacity. Meanwhile, your kidneys don't clock out at night like they used to, they keep filtering fluids. Filling that smaller bladder faster. Add in a natural dip in antidiuretic hormone, ADH, which tells your body to slow urine production at night. And you've got a recipe for nocturia, frequent nighttime urination. For many seniors, this is more than a nuisance. The National Sleep Foundation estimates that 70% of adults over 65 wake up at least once a night to pee. That's not just disrupting your beauty sleep, it's setting the stage for bigger problems. The hidden dangers of nocturia. First, let's talk falls. Picture this. It's 3 a.m., your bladder's screaming, and you stumble out of bed in the dark. Your blood pressure hasn't had time to catch up. Hello. Postural hypotension. That dizzy drop when you stand too fast. One misstep, and you're on the floor. The CDC reports that falls are the leading cause of injury-related deaths in seniors, with over 36,000 fatalities in the U.S. alone in 2020. A third of those happen at night, often tied to bathroom trips. I've treated patients with broken hips, cracked skulls, and worse, all from a midnight dash they didn't see coming. Then there's the sleep domino effect. Every time you wake up, flip on the light, and shuffle around, your brain gets a jolt. It thinks, morning already? And cuts off melatonin, the hormone that keeps you in deep sleep. Miss out on that deep stage, where your body repairs tissues, boosts immunity, and consolidates memories, and you're not just groggy the next day. Over time, chronic sleep disruption raises your risk of dementia, hypertension, and even depression. A landmark study from the University of California found that seniors with fragmented sleep had a 40% higher chance of cognitive decline over 5 years. That's your brain paying the price for a full bladder. And don't overlook the heart strain. Waking up repeatedly spikes your blood pressure and stresses your cardiovascular system. For someone with a heart condition, common in over a quarter of adults over 70. Per the American Heart Association, this can tip into dangerous territory, like arrhythmias or fluid buildup. Smarter hydration hacks. You don't have to ditch hydration, just tweak it. Front load your fluids. Aim for most of your intake before late afternoon. By 4 or 5 p.m., ease off to small sips if you're thirsty. Skip the big glass at bedtime, your kidneys will thank you. Watch out for sneaky culprits. 2. Caffeine, a diuretic that ramps up urine production. Alcohol, ditto. And even watery foods like soup or melon can sneak up on you. If you're parched in the evening, a few ounces of herbal tea, caffeine-free, of course, can soothe without overloading. The goal? Fewer wake-ups, safer nights, and sleep that actually heals. Your body's still a hydration fan, it just needs you to play by its new rules. Habit number 3. Sleeping in a room that's too warm. Who doesn't love a toasty bedroom? Cranking the heat, piling on blankets, it's like a cozy hug from the universe. But after 70, that warm embrace might be hugging you a little too tight. A bedroom that's too hot isn't just uncomfortable, it's a stealthy threat to your heart. Hydration and sleep quality. Why temperature matters more with age. Your body's thermostat changes as you age. In your 20s, you could sweat out a heat wave without blinking. But by 70, your ability to regulate temperature takes a hit. Sweat glands shrink, blood vessels don't dilate as well, and your brain's heat-sensing system gets less picky. During sleep, this matters big time. Normally, your core temperature drops a degree or two at night, signaling your body to dive into deep sleep. A warm room fights that natural dip, keeping you restless and your heart on edge. The heat-health connection. Overheating doesn't just mean sweaty sheets, it's a cardiovascular workout you didn't sign up for. When your body can't cool down, your heart pumps harder to push blood to the skin's surface. For seniors with heart disease, affecting over 37% of U.S. adults over 65. Per the CDC, this extra strain can spike blood pressure or trigger arrhythmias. A study from the European Society of Cardiology found that sleeping in temperatures above 70 degrees Fahrenheit increased nighttime heart attack risk by 15% in older adults. Then there's dehydration. You might not feel thirsty, but a warm room saps moisture fast. Your blood thickens, raising the odds of clots, think strokes or pulmonary embolisms, both more common in seniors. And don't forget sleep quality. Too much heat keeps you in lighter sleep stages, robbing you of the deep rest that repairs your body and sharpens your mind. The National Institute on Aging ties poor sleep to everything from immune weakness to memory fog. Cool sleep, hot benefits. Experts, like those at the Sleep Foundation, peg the sweet spot at 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit for optimal sleep. Sounds chilly? It's not about freezing, it's about letting your body cool naturally. Layer with breathable cotton blankets, skip the polyester heat traps, and wear light, moisture-wicking pajamas. Crack a window or run a fan for airflow. It's not just cooling, it cuts stale air that can irritate your lungs. Frank dropped his thermostat to 65 degrees Fahrenheit, swapped his blankets, and within a week, he was sleeping deeper and waking up clearer. Small tweak, big payoff. Cooler nights mean a happier heart, hydrated body, and sharper mind. Who knew a little chill could do so much? Habit number 4. Sleeping in the wrong position. You crawl into bed, flop onto your back, and sigh, home at last. Or maybe you curl up on your right side, hugging a pillow. It's your routine, your comfort zone. But after 70, how you sleep isn't just about comfort, it's about survival. The wrong position can choke your airways, strain your heart, and leave you waking up worse than when you went down. Why position packs a punch? Aging tweaks everything: muscles, lungs, circulation. Your throat tissues soften, your lung capacity dips, and your blood vessels stiffen. Lying in the wrong spot amplifies those shifts. Take sleeping on your back. Gravity pulls your tongue and soft palate toward your throat, narrowing the airway. For many seniors, this sparks obstructive sleep apnea, OSA, brief pauses in breathing that jolt you awake, or don't. Which is scarier? The American Academy of Sleep Medicine says OSA affects up to 40% of older adults. Often undiagnosed, each pause strains your heart, spikes blood pressure, and cuts oxygen to your brain. Then there's circulation. Sleeping on your right side might feel cozy, but studies, like one from the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine, suggest it presses on your heart. Especially if you've got conditions like congestive heart failure. Blood flow slows, fluid pools, and your ticker works harder than it should. Left untreated, this can spiral into nighttime crises. The Goldilocks position. So, what's best? Left side sleeping wins the prize. It boosts circulation, your heart pumps freer, and aids digestion, keeping stomach acid down if you're prone to reflux. A 2021 study from the British Medical Journal found left-side sleepers had lower rates of nighttime cardiac events. Struggling to stay there? Wedge a body pillow behind you. Elevate your head slightly with a firm pillow to keep airways open. And tuck one between your knees if your hips or back ache. It aligns your spine and cuts pressure. Robert switched to his left side with a pillow trick. Within weeks, his gasps stopped, his energy soared, and his doctor noted his blood pressure stabilizing. One shift, and he reclaimed his nights. We've uncovered 4 habits: late eating, overhydration, warm rooms, wrong positions, that might seem trivial but pack a punch after 70. They're not set in stone. Though, small tweaks can rewrite your nights and your health. Reflect. Which of these do you recognize? Maybe you're snacking at 10 p.m., guzzling water at bedtime, or roasting under blankets. Tonight, pick one to adjust. Move dinner earlier. Sip less. Cool your room, or roll to your left. Watch how it feels. For Psychology Old Age. This is about more than survival, it's about thriving. Share your thoughts below. What struck you? What will you try? Your comments fuel us to keep digging into the science that lights up your later years. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Let's keep this journey going together. Here's to nights that heal and mornings that shine.